All right, take two. Ugh. I realized that there was like a huge shadow with my light, so I thought, well, the next thing I knew, I hit a button and it stopped recording, which is probably best because it was a mess. All right, so we're starting over. I'm at work. I'm Shelly. I'm at work. So if you hear noises in the background, that's railroad noises. Oh, I can turn my printer off. All right, so it's Saturday or Sunday morning at 3:22 a.m. It's August 23rd, 2020. And I am working the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. So, time has gone by quickly this evening. I had a lot of scanning to do. Part of my job is to go out and scan cars that are in a parking lot for like an inventory kind of thing. And let's just say I'm not in tip-top condition. So it's very tiring. I get very overheated. It's very hot and humid here in Minnesota. Sorry, I needed to take a swig. Tea. Although the temperature has cooled down in the evening now, the humidity is just, ugh. You can't breathe. So I had to come in and cool down, and I had the air conditioner on and fans and ugh, you know, and I'm just like, so finally I cooled down and I started working on one of my projects, and it's Maud's birthday card, which was due on the 18th of August. And as I was explaining for about a half an hour why I'm late. So I originally was going to do like a collage, like maybe just a 2 or 3 page little collage album. But I hadn't really gotten collected my thoughts on that as to exactly what it was going to include. You know, and so I still would have had to collect the things to collage to it. And then this other idea came along, and I went, oh, well, that's much simpler, I thought. And it probably would have been if someone else was doing it other than me. But then I had like printer issues, and this obviously requires a printer. Or at least what I wanted to do with it required a printer. I can't draw this kind of thing. Now this is Maud's last cat was Freddie. They called her Boogerman, which I never quite understood, but I called her Freddie. Or Fred was her name. I called her Freddie. So, and Ginger died several years back. So, and now Freddie's gone as well. But this is what I would think she would look like as a kitten. And then with my Colop eMark Create, I think that's what it's called. It's from We Are Memory Keepers, I believe. I got it on HSN, so I was able to pay monthly payments for it because it's not cheap. Oh, and look, ink is coming out, and I don't know if that's supposed to happen. But anyway, all you do, let's see, let's turn it on. It's not perfectly straight, but I don't think anyone's going to notice that. But it says, "You're not a kitten anymore." Oh, I love sarcastic cards. All right, we'll do this on the, and all you do is that. And it says, "You're not a kitten anymore." Of course, I set this up at home. It works like with an app on your tablet or phone, or I'm sure your laptop. And you can make up your own sayings, or you can use other sayings. You can pick the type of font. Now, this is the first thing I've ever done with it. So, I mean, I played with it to get, you know, this exact wording, and I don't know, but it didn't take very long. And then you just, the practice comes with where it starts to print and where it ends. I didn't mean for this to be up here. I wanted it more evenly distributed, you know, but that's fine. Especially since I kind of ruined the finish here. I gotta fix that somehow. I'll probably do that at home, or I can, I don't think I brought any sanding instruments with me. But yeah, so you'll see like the show and tell part of this if I ever get to that part, right? Because I had this printer trouble, it set me back, and I'm not kidding, 2 weeks. Because I finally had to just get a new printer. So here's what happens, because I don't have a software set up where I can, you know, like where there's a grid so you can measure how big you want it to be. So I'm trying to eyeball it, you know, like on my phone or on my iPad, how big it's supposed to be to fit on this piece of, has to be this. Can't be anything else. Some of you probably might know what this is, will be. It's going to be die cut. So now maybe some of you can guess. So I'm trying to get the kitten dress, because I wanted for sure to have kitten toes, and I would like to get as much of the ear as possible, because it, even you know, even online it's like just barely all there. So so it's all different sizes. So I finally picked one. I thought it was going to be this one, and it wasn't. That one was too big. And the ear was already chopped off, and I would have had to trim it some more. So unacceptable. So here's this one. So you got most of the, you know, the ear and most of the toes. There's something about kitten toes. I think I mentioned I was obsessed with them. I don't know if I said that in this video. Now this kind of looks a little bit roughed up because I used stick glue and this, and I kind of scraped it maybe a little too rough. So I probably should have just done it more flat like this, because you got to make sure every single bit of it is glued. I actually thought of doing it with the Xyron machine, but I thought, oh, that might be more difficult. I don't know. Might be. So that's one side of the card, and this is the other side. And so even she's not a kitten anymore, so now maybe she's looking a little or feeling a little bit more like this kitty. And And that was like, that came out like this big. And I was able to shrink it down. See how I do this? Shrink. And it's just, you're guessing. Ugh. Which I'm not always a big fan of. So then these words that I'm going to be gluing on here. I think that's as old as, let's see, you remember, okay. I cut the words all apart because if I put them all down here, then I wouldn't have room for anything else. So you're only as old as you remember you are. And that was really what these girls, you who, and these words were, you can still see their little shoes in the you are. So, but that wasn't part of my plan. All right, so then she loves Doris. And I thought, since I'm being so mean, I'll at least throw Doris on here. And then I ran across, for some reason, oh, I was looking at birthday stuff, and I think that's where that cat came from too. I think. I don't know. That one is actually copyrighted. Tough Kitty Designs. And then it says image kind. I don't know what that means. But I thought I'd mention it. I left it on here too. Get out of here, little bug. So anyway, in the party stuff, I ran across Mike. He had a hat and a balloon. And then I thought of putting Doris on Mike. But then I thought, no. We'll just use Doris. And I think I'll put her like right here. The hat. I'm not sure where the balloon is gonna go, if it'll go here or just over here. But I'm gonna write Happy Birthday Maud somehow in there. But I think I might add some kind of color on here. I'm thinking with spray inks that, you know, that are at home. I'm not gonna bring those here. I hadn't really thought about it. It can't be anything that's going to add any kind of thickness. But, if the, you know, I don't know if the ink will make the paper peel. If it gets wet, it seems to want to peel off. So, anyway. Oh, that's right. I got out the purple pen. I think I want to try to outline this. All right, so I don't know if that's working. A little bit. So it's August the 23rd. And time is just flying by. And for some reason, back in February, I guess I was looking for a second part-time job. And, so I had applied at Oak Meadows Senior Living in Oakdale, Minnesota. This is going to take forever doing it this way. I can't see it, and I don't think I want to be too neat about it. I mean, this poor cat is like crazed. I think I do want to try to cover up that image thing. Maybe I can do that with these. I better get this away from here. I'll drop the pen and mark the card. So anyway, that was in February, and when they posted the job, it was for Thursday and Friday, the overnight receptionist, which would be midnight to 8. And instead of everyone just considering that the first shift of the day, midnight to 8, which it is, they want to call it the third shift, the overnight shift. You know, so I'm going in there at midnight to 8, technically Friday morning, but they want to call it Thursday. You know, so then why not just make the hours 11:59 to 7:59? You know, just put an end to the what the heck day is it? But I'm used to that because you know, I've worked night shifts before. I've never had them call it Friday. Like payroll calls it Friday instead of Thursday, so it's weird. It's like, anyway, it's weird, but and why do I know that? Because like around the 4th of July, so they didn't hire me in February. They hired someone else, probably someone younger with a little more energy, because oddly enough, they call it a receptionist job. There's very little reception going on, you know, which you would expect in the middle of the night, that there wouldn't be any reception going on. But they have you doing housekeeping and security, you know. I'm running and delivering newspapers. It's like I'm running all over the place all night long. And I wish it was 11 to 7, not midnight to 8, because 8 o'clock in the morning just seems like a long time. And the last 2 hours are brutal. So I try to do little crafty things, but it is kind of like when people start coming in, and I have to, like people coming into work between 6 and 8. So you kind of have some people you have to let in. Everyone has to have their temperature taken. We all have to be wearing masks. And when you're out of shape and you got a lot of walking to do, and you want to do it in a reasonable amount of time, you start breathing heavily and you got a mask on. I almost killed myself because I had like a mask that was 3 layers thick and I had put a filter in. Like, duh. Why did I do that? I had no idea. So I'm panting and carrying on, and my supervisor's like, oh, and this is like the first night of training, and she's showing me the rounds. And of course, any kind of exertion, and I've been like this my whole life, my face turns beet red, you know. So, and I don't notice it until I see all the shocked, alarmed people around me like, are you okay? you know, and I'm just like, what? You know, so it's like a corp, no, forget it. It's like the veins or whatever are too close to my surface of my skin. So I get the red face very easily. So I'm sure she's seeing that. And then I'm suffocating with my mask, you know. God. It was embarrassing, really, because I wasn't able to finish. And it was supposed to be, oh, I don't know what the square footage is of this building. But it's like 2 buildings connected. And you have to cover both buildings. There's 3 floors plus a basement and a garage. So my security part of my job, my reception job, is you have to check all the exits and make sure they're locked, and all the windows and make sure they're locked. On the first floor, that's like the main, that's kind of what my supervisor cut my duty down to, is just the main floor. But I found that insulting, you know. So I've been doing the main floor, the second floor, the third floor. Now the second and third floor, you're just checking like a couple of bathrooms and a laundry room to make sure everything's shut off and no one's, you know, falling down in there or whatever. Not that I can do anything about it. But I have not yet ventured downstairs too much. And I haven't done the garage at all. But I will work up to that. I'm not going to get paid the same as everybody else and then just wind up doing, you know, a fraction of the job. So anyway, my start date at that job was the 8th of July. And guess who calls and says, hey, do you want to come back to work for my weekend job? So I started on the 8th for my new job, which is so by the time I took the job, only Thursday was available, thank goodness, because right now I'm not ready to do Thursday and Friday. And I hope they don't ask me to anytime soon. Because I'm already, like, I call it jet lag because I can't think of any better way to, you know, when you're just out of sync. And now with fall going to be coming up, I'm really going to be in trouble if I don't get, because I always have spring and fall issues with the season changes. And so, yeah, I got to get this. So I work midnight to 8 Friday morning. And then I have the rest of that day off, and I come into this job Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 7 p.m. So, and I don't, things don't usually go all, you know, like, oh, I kind of feel like I won the lottery a little bit, and it's unfortunate because it's at the suffering of others. which is COVID-19, because I got laid off. And I didn't know anything about that $600, you know, and then when I got $600, I thought, oh, you know, that must just be a one-time thing, and, you know, couldn't imagine that I'd be getting that again, and I got it every week. Which, oh, what's my camera doing? It's sinking slowly. Sorry. I don't know why it's doing that and how to stop it. Stop it. Maybe that'll work. So I'm not really getting, ooh, sorry, bump. A lot of work done here. Just a lot of chatting about nothing. All right, so, where was I? I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, well, anyway. Yeah, so I got the stimulus check, which I didn't think I was supposed to get, and I was. And but then I didn't get laid off till May something at this job. So it was like 2 months that I was laid off, which was longer than we had anticipated. But once I started getting that unemployment check, it wasn't long enough. It's like, oh, do you need me back? But anyway, oh, do I want to do Doris in purple? I don't think so. Yeah, so with the stimulus check, that paid me back my taxes for the previous year, which was sweet. And then with the $600 a week plus my, you know, my wage, or half my wage, I was able to like pay off my Visa bill, which had started to get a little crazy. So, yeah, I'm all caught up. And, you know, it's like that bittersweet kind of thing. It's like, oh, I'm finally seeing those tax dollars I've been saying for years, decades. You know, what are they doing with my money? Where is it going? What's happening with it? How come I don't see any of it, you know? When there's a surplus, like our state seems to many times have surpluses, and then I'm going to glue this on here. I'm not sure if I should be doing that before I have decided on if I'm going to do any coloring. But here I go. Uh-oh. Too close to the top. All right. Gotta turn it so I can see what I'm doing. Oops. And then I still don't know what I'm doing. He must have one ear longer than the other. Right? It's not me. It's the cat. So, oh. So, working this job, you know, it's like 24 hours in 2 days. And usually I get pretty tired because I don't do much the whole rest of the week, you know. So, oh, come on. Can't think of what else. Oh, yeah, my family, I don't know. I know it's hard, but I've been working these hours for a year and a half, and they still continue to make plans for the days in which I either am working or I'm resting from working. So they just, Maud's birthday's on the 18th. They decided for whatever reason to do a picnic on the 17th. I guess it was an outdoorsy thing at 11 o'clock. And without any advance notice, because I was told it was actually going to be on Tuesday, her birthday, and then it was like, oh no, that's a mistake. It's it's Monday. So, oh well, I can't come because I get off work at 8 o'clock Monday, and I'm usually very tired and grungy, and I hadn't planned on, usually if I know ahead of time, I can try to control my sleep so that I get sleep. And I didn't that weekend. For some reason, Saturday, I was up, not getting any sleep. And I'm the kind of person that if I don't get sleep, my body will make up for it. So I said I might be able to make it, but let's see what I should outline her in something, shouldn't I? She's kind of already outlined. We'll just leave it. So I didn't get to go to Maud's birthday picnic. I pretty much decided by about, darn it, 9 o'clock in the morning that I wasn't gonna make it. So, and I don't know what they're thinking, like, oh, she could make, what's the big deal? But it is a big deal. It's It's like the big deal is, it's like 11 o'clock at night for me that you're planning this party. And then it's going to go on until who knows when, you know. Ugh. I don't know. They just... And I could see if I just started, well, of course, like maybe they didn't know that I was back to work. I thought I told them on the 4th of July that not only was I back to work, but I had like a second job. All right, we don't want to cover up Doris's eye. But I have to do it, the hat here, because I don't know if I showed you the other Doris photos. I was originally going to use this one because she's straight on, and you know, maybe I should have. But anyway, I wound up going with this one. But see how they like chop off the top of her head? That's what they did with this one. So it's just the idea that she's at a party for Maud's birthday. And now I have a glob of something here. I don't know what. Definitely gonna have to. Maybe I'll just like do some pouncing with some ink. You know. This thing is bent, I think, because of the humidity. I had it under some heavy stuff, but let's see, I don't know. I think I'll just put this like here. Maybe I'll put it here. I want to put Happy Birthday Maud, you know, like from me. Okay, maybe I'll just do it kind of like that. I should have plenty of room. So, yeah, the printer thing is really annoying. I loved my printer. I don't know why it decided to cause me grief. But I had to assume it was the printer now. Either that or all of the Hewlett-Packard ink cartridges for that type printer have turned to garbage. I think I said in the last video, take one, that, you know, there's an app and then they're able to keep track of your printer remotely. And it seemed like I could go for quite a while because I had the printer for like at least 10 years, which I don't feel like I got my money's worth. But if it can't be fixed, then I'm going to say I definitely didn't get my money's worth out of it. But you know how you use up the ink and then you replace the ink when it gets empty. Well, apparently I wasn't doing that often enough, so the next thing I know, they're telling me that my ink has expired and I'm going to need new ink. That started happening, I don't know, when was that? Like, I don't like that I don't have glue on this. Like 3 or 4 years ago, all of a sudden. You know, prior to that, they didn't tell me my ink had expired, and I just used it until it ran out, and then I would buy more. But apparently, like I said, I wasn't buying enough ink, and so they had to tell me that it was expired. Well, since when does ink expire? You know, but if you don't listen to them, you know, then I don't know what happens. Apparently, you wind up having to get a new printer. Alright, so, I don't know. It's just a birthday card. But every bit of this has to be glued down. There can't be any air bubbles. I'm lucky that I'm not smearing this ink. Because when the die cuts it, you don't want anything hanging off, because that'll be like a major pain. And when you see what I'm going to do with it, you'll know what I mean. So I don't even know if this is going to be readable. I'm having to change my vocabulary because I can't say words anymore. I think I know what they are, and then I try to say them and it's not right. Something's not right. All right, so that's about as far as I'm going to go with this here, and you'll get to see the show and tell. You know, I'll probably add some kind of color, you know, just to, so it doesn't look so white. And then I'll have to get an envelope and yada yada, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know if I'm going to mail it or what, how that's going to work. All right. Now, I don't even know if I want to show you this other project I'm working on. I meant to show it from the beginning, and let's see, where's my phone? I don't know if I can oh, how much time have I used up? I don't want to go. Oh, yeah. Let's just stop this here, and then I'll start it up again on the next project. So, thanks. I don't know how horrible and boring this was, but anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.